Hello, viewers. You are welcome to GAM Television. Today, we are going to talk about the financial possibilities for mantelzorgers here in Amsterdam. We all know how difficult it is as a mantelzorger to leave home and work full time. How do you even concentrate knowing that your loved one who is sick needs you? Is there any financial support that will make mantelzorgers more relaxed and more stable? It's a bit of a struggle to be taking care of a sick person and having financial problems also. MARKANT is here to give us all the tips and all the possibilities that are there as a mantelzorger to make our financial situation stable. Stay tuned because this information will be very helpful to you and also to your loved ones. My name is Veronica from the Kamp, your host and your mantelzorger ambassador. Margaret, you're welcome to GAM Television.
Thank you.
Can you tell my viewers a bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes. So my name is Margaret Broers, and I've been living in Amsterdam for almost 15 years. And since the last almost 2 years, I've been working for MARKANT, the Center for Mantelzorg in Amsterdam.
Today we are going to talk about the financial possibilities for mantelzorgers. But before we go there, what is a mantelzorger? Because I always need to refresh the minds of my viewers. But most of the time, we forget that we are mantelzorgers.
Yeah.
So who is a mantelzorger?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I think the Dutch word, mantelzorger, you cannot really translate it in another language, I think. Because it's so specific, a Dutch word. Because in a lot of cultures and countries, we just take care of our sick relatives or our sick loved ones, and we don't even think about it.
No.
Yeah. But in the Netherlands, we have a term for this, for the people who take care of their loved ones or people close to them.
Yeah.
And that is mantelzorg. So mantelzorg is the care and the support. So you don't have to physically nurse someone to be a mantelzorger, but also maybe supporting someone with their administration is also a form of mantelzorg.
Oh, okay. This is new to me.
Yeah.
So mantelzorg is not only a person taking care of the sick loved one, but also if you are helping somebody who is sick also with all the paperwork and everything, that makes you also a mantelzorger. Yeah.
Or maybe just spending time together. If you know the person near you who is sick, has a positive influence if you are there around, if you keep an eye on them. That can also be mantelzorg. So it's support in a very general way. Yeah.
Do you receive payment for being a mantelzorger?
Unfortunately not, no. So mantelzorg is always unpaid. So you do it out of your own will because it is someone near you who needs care or support. So there's no financial compensation for doing mantelzorg. Even though it may, like you said in the intro, may sometimes feel like doing a full-time job.
Yeah.
For instance, mantelzorgers who take care of someone with dementia, the average amount of hours that they mantelzorg in the Netherlands is 39 hours per week. So if you do that next to your 40-hour week job, that is a lot to combine. So it is a lot, yeah. So there is no financial compensation for mantelzorgen, but in the city of Amsterdam there is some support systems for mantelzorgers being funded by the gemeente of Amsterdam, the city of Amsterdam. And there are also some other ways to get compensations as a mantelzorger. So we can talk about that later. And there's also a way to get a form of payment as a mantelzorger by getting paid through a PGB, a personal budget, a PGB. And a PGB is, it sounds very complicated, but it's not that complicated. So normally, if you are sick, and you are in need of care, you get care from the hospital or from the nurses in your neighborhood. But there's also a way to request your own budget. So if you have an indication because you're ill and you need care, you can ask for your own budget, and you can use that budget then to buy in your own carers. And then sometimes you can choose your mantelzorger to pay them from that PGB.
Yeah, PKB. Yeah. And how does that work? How do you apply for a PKB?
Good question, because there are 4 PGB's that you can request, because the whole Dutch healthcare system is divided up in 4 laws. So you have the law that is the health insurance law. So that is, for instance, if you go to the hospital or you need to get surgery, or if you go to the huisarts, that is all funded by the health insurance law. And that is why we pay every month our insurance for this. So if you want a PGB because you need nursing at home, you can request a PGB through the health insurance law. And then you need to go to the zorgkantoor, so the health office.
Well, this is huge. So how do you do that? Because your head is already full.
Yeah.
Do you have people who help you to apply for this budget?
Yes. Luckily, in the city of Amsterdam, you can always go to the buurteam of Amsterdam.
Okay.
And a buurteam is free advice for everyone living in Amsterdam with a question. So if you have a question about maybe getting a PGB, you can go to the buurteam and they can help you further. So if you, for instance, need a PGB from the Wet Maatschappelijke Ondersteuning, which is another law, this is the law to...
What is that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So that is the law to enable people to live at home for as long as possible.
Okay.
So maybe after an accident you have become disabled, then you can use this law to adjust your home. Maybe make your front door bigger, maybe get an elevator near the stairs so you can go up and down, or maybe adjust the shower, the bathtub, or the toilet. So these are all things to enable people to live at home. And then the law WMO is being used. So also for, you can get support. Someone can come to clean your house if you're not able to do that anymore.
Okay.
That is also WMO.
Oh,
so for these options, the buurteam can even apply this for you, with you.
Okay. I want to bring you a bit back to the PKB. Because you say you can use this budget to pay yourself to take care of the loved one, or pay somebody you know to take care of the loved one.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this PKB income and the normal going out to work?
Yeah, because there is a very big difference, because it seems in a way that if you clean the house of, for instance, your father, and you help him get up in the morning, you wash him, you help him put on his stockings, it feels like you are doing a job, and if you get money for it, it feels like you have an income now. But it's very different from having a stable income by having a paid job and a contract. Because a PGB, the payment through a PGB is not insured. So you, for instance, if you get sick, you get no money. You get no one to come in to step in for you. You don't build up pension. So for later days, you don't build up any money. If, for instance, your loved one goes to a home and the care stops, suddenly you are without an income and you cannot apply for the WW. So you cannot get an unemployment benefits. Yeah.
I heard somewhere that they are talking about it now, that people working with people. But if you, the family lead, it's not possible for you to get the way when you use PKB as your income. But if somebody is coming from outside, you have your own PKB and you employ like somebody else who know how to take care of your sick loved one, and the contract is finished with the person, can the person apply for the waiver? Or with PKB, there's no waiver at all?
No, unless you combine it with a paid job.
Oh,
Then that's
okay.
called the mantelzorgforfait, which is another regulation. So if you combine mantelzorg and the PGB with a paid job, there is a way to get the WW. But just PGB is not, you don't build up any benefits or, yeah.
So if I understand you very well, there's possibility to get income for yourself, pay yourself to take care of your loved one, so long as it continues. But when the care is no more, you don't have any income. When you are sick, you can't have any income. So long as you are doing it, there's possibility to get income.
Yeah.
Use the PKB to pay yourself, as long as it's possible.
Yeah, and then the PGB is not on the name of the mantelzorger, but always on the name of the person in need of care. So that is the budget holder.
Okay, so the budget holder is the person who is sick.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can have a contract with the person.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you receive your payment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that also means a lot of administration for your sick.
Yeah. Is there also help for that?
Well, you can request someone else to do this for you. You can maybe ask someone you trust to do all the administration.
Yeah.
And in some cases, it is even mandatory. If you're very sick and in a very far stadium of dementia, for instance, you are not able to do all that administration, and then you need someone else to take care of this administration. Yeah. So you can ask someone else, but it is a lot of work, and that person needs to be responsible enough to do all this correctly, because you don't want to get into trouble, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of administration work in it. You don't get pension when you pay yourself with the PKB.
Yeah.
When you are sick, you can't go to the UAV or something to get income.
No.
But for the time that you are working for the sick person, you can have a continuous income.
So in a way, it is very beautiful, because it gives control to the sick person as well. That person can choose which caregiver they want to hire, instead of just waiting who you get. You have your own choice, and it could be nice for the mantelzorger. If the mantelzorger really wants to take care of the loved one themselves, then that is a way to get a form of income. But it is very risky, like you just described. So you need to think it through really carefully if this is a good option for you. Yeah.
But I think, it's still also some kind of financial support that will make you very stable and relaxed, because you are there 24/7, So I think how to find a balance and see, apart from the PKB, what are the other financial possibilities that we have here in Amsterdam?
Yes. So in Amsterdam, there are, like I said already, there are some support systems and some ways to get compensation. Support systems that are being funded by the Dutch city, by the gemeente Amsterdam, are, for instance, the free advice you can get at the buurteams.
Okay.
So there is someone there that can think with you and can apply for things and help you. That is funded by the city of Amsterdam. Then there is also, of course, the support you can get by getting a volunteer. So there are many volunteer organizations in the city that can help you find and match you with a volunteer who can maybe help you or either spend time with you or maybe help you with some practical stuff. Then there's
And
also
volunteers, MARKANT can help you
yes,
to
exactly.
get volunteer
Yeah,
for your sick person.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So MARKANT can find a volunteer to spend time with your sick loved one. So you maybe have some time for yourself,
Yeah, it's
which
very
can be
important.
nice. Yeah. Or maybe a volunteer if you. Sometimes it can be so much. Maybe you want to share your stories and say what's going on in your heart, and then we can also find a volunteer maybe to spend time with you as a mantelzorger.
Okay.
And there are many other volunteer organizations in the city as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else are the possibilities?
There's also a way to get logeeropvang through the city of Amsterdam.
Okay.
And that means that your sick loved one can spend a night somewhere or a few days. And this can enable you as a mantelzorger to have some time off. So you can do this, I think, up to 36 times per year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's also a way to get support as a mantelzorger for you, yourself, and your loved ones. So we have that. Then we, of course, have the workshops and training programs from MARKANT, which are all for free for mantelzorgers. So we have a workshop in keeping boundaries while doing mantelzorg, because it's so easy to just think about the other and completely forget ourselves when we're taking care of someone who needs care. We have training programs in dealing with the illness of your loved one, like dealing with dementia, or also dealing with loss, because that is also a big thing for a mantelzorger.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that loss is happening while the person is still alive. If you have someone with dementia, then every day you are confronted with that person who is not really there anymore and slowly disappearing. So we have a program for that. So that is MARKANT. Then there is also in the city of Amsterdam, let's say you are a mantelzorger and you live quite far away from the person you're taking care of, and you need to go by car and visit them by your car. Now we all know that parking in Amsterdam is very expensive. Yeah. So if this is the case, you can apply for a parkeervergunning. So there is a special mantelzorg parking permit that you can request.
Oh, and where can you request that?
You can either request it on the website www.amsterdam.nl, or you can go to the buurteam.
Okay, and they can help you with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that can be nice. So then 3 cars, 3 license plates can be registered, and those cars can then park there for a lot lower rate.
Oh.
Yeah. And this is on the address for the person that is sick. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have maximum of 3 cars that can park freely, or just...
Or for a low rate.
For a low rate.
Yeah.
When you are visiting somebody who is sick.
Yes. So that can be quite helpful.
Yes, because the parking thing is...
it's crazy here.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah.
A maximum of 3 cars you can register.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's also a special additional insurance for mantelzorgers. So let's say you are cleaning the house of your sick loved one, and you push down a really expensive vase and it breaks. And your own insurance says, well, we don't cover the full amount. Then you can apply for the Amsterdamse vrijwilligersverzekering. So the Amsterdam Volunteer Insurance. And they can then refund the rest of the amount. So that's also a possibility.
No, wait here. So as a mantelzorg, if you break something, doing something for your loved one who is sick, there's means to get insurance to cover that.
Yeah, but it's not in in place of your own insurance. So you need to have your own aansprakelijkheidsinsurance.
Yeah.
That we almost all of us
Everybody,
have.
yeah.
But if your own insurance doesn't cover it completely, then you can have a look if the Amsterdam volunteer insurance maybe covers the rest. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So there are some options.
Yeah.
And then there are a bit more options if you live in Amsterdam and your income is low. For instance, then you can get a travel costs compensation as a mantelzorger. So if your income is low and you need to travel for over 3 kilometers to visit your sick loved one, then you can get a compensation of 20 euros a month. So that's a little
Every
help.
month you get that 20 kilos
Yeah.
for traveling to visit the person who is sick.
Yeah. Yeah, the 20 euros. Yeah. So that could be help. Yeah. And there are a lot more options for Amsterdam people with a lower income. And this is called the pak je kans. So later on we can maybe tell it again, and then the viewers can Google it. Pak je kans rules. One of them is also, for instance, if you have the same household as someone who is sick and you have very high energy costs, maybe because you need to do a lot of laundry, then you can also get a compensation for that.
From where?
Well, then you need to go to the, it's called Regeling Tegemoetkoming Meerkosten, which I cannot translate in English very soon. It's something like additional costs.
Okay.
Benefits. If you can search on pak je kans to see how it works, but usually you then have to go to the GGD, make an appointment, the GGD, and then a doctor first checks if you are indeed sick, ill, or disabled, and then says, okay, this person has more laundry costs or more energy costs, or maybe your clothing tear more easily because you have a prosthetic, or because you're in a wheelchair. And then you can get some extra money every month, up to 91 euros a month.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could also be helpful maybe.
Oh, there's a lot there we don't know. My God.
Yeah.
And we talk about the other ways to save money if you're a mantelzorger. With those little support here and there.
Yeah. And then there's also the more general ways to maybe save money as a mantelzorger. For instance, if you do your yearly taxes, sometimes there are costs that you make as a mantelzorger that you can also deduct.
Okay.
Yeah. For instance, if you've been living together with a sick person and that sick person moves to a home, and you have a lot of travel expenses from going to that home, visiting, then you can also put that in your taxes, and then you get taxed less. So that can also save money. This can be a bit complicated. I am also not the best with doing taxes, but then you can also get help in the city of Amsterdam. You can also go to the buurteam if you have questions about doing your taxes. And sometimes you can look on YouTube for tutorials for doing taxes. And you can search for deducting zorgkosten. So care costs. Yeah.
But why can't we find all these informations? I'm happy that GAM TV is working with MARKANT. All that you are telling me, we don't know. And mantelzorgers, we are struggling, financial problems, and just before we run up, let's go into the budget. Then you said we have 4 different type of budgets that you can use. Can you throw more light on that again?
Yeah. So the 4 budgets are coming from the 4 laws in which the whole care system, healthcare system, is based. So you have the law we already discussed to live home for as long as possible. The BMO. A budget for having a help in the house can be paid from that. We also have the health insurance law. So if you get ill or you need surgery and you need care for a period of time, you can use the health insurance law, or you have to use the health insurance law. Then if you get sick for a really long time and you need care actually 24/7 a day, then you use the law of long-term care, de wet langdurige zorg.
Okay, so that one is more like the care is heavy and the person is supposed to live in a home, but the person is with you.
Yeah, so, but
Okay.
it is also living in a home is also being funded by this law. Yeah, but it can
Okay.
also be used if you still want to live at home.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get the care from living in a home in your own house.
In your own house
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. And then the last one is the jeugdwet, the youth law. So if someone beneath 18 is sick or disabled, then the like day activity programs are being funded by the youth law.
Okay.
Yeah,
So as like what kind of activities that
well,
is
maybe
finance?
yeah, maybe someone that cannot go to a regular school, but it's still nice to have purpose and a day activity. Then there are special programs, maybe going to a farm, and then you have activities all day, which is also a nice way for the mantelzorgers. So they're not always together, but sometimes their loved ones can go somewhere safe
Yeah.
and have fun and meet other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very important, that we have that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
So
Thank you so much. Is this something that you think is important that we haven't talked about?
Well, if we're talking about that, the health insurance law, maybe it's good to know as a way to save money that maybe your viewers already know. But if you go to the huisarts, that is always for free in a way that it's not being deducted of your own risk. So visits to the huisarts, you don't have to pay for it. But if you go to the hospital, then that's you do have to pay for it in a way that it will be deducted of your own risk. And the minimum own risk is now 385, I think.
Yeah, 385 thing.
And you can choose your amount. The higher the own risk you choose, the more or the less insurance you have to pay. So if you feel ill and you call an ambulance and go to the hospital, this can cost you quite some money. And if you first call the huisarts, maybe the huisarts will say, oh, I think it's this, and will help you further. It can save you a lot of money. Yeah. So the huisarts always for free consultations at the huisarts.
For everybody or special for the mantelzorger?
No, for everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So give us the sites that we can get this help.
Yes. Well, first maybe the site of MARKANT is good to know, because on the website of MARKANT we also have a page with all this information I just told you on our website. So we have the website of MARKANT. And then we have the websites I just mentioned, the Pak je Kans. So that is the City of Amsterdam website, and then /Pak je Kans. That's very good if you are interested in those support systems if you have a low income. Then the third one is the website of the buurteams in Amsterdam. So there are like in every stadsdeel there are like 5 or more buurteams. So there should always be one in your neighborhood in walking distance that you can go to.
The built houses, where are they? Are they in the built houses?
Yeah, that's something else. Yeah.
Oh, something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the buurthouses, which organize nice events for people living in the neighborhood. But the buurteam, the neighborhood team, is like the social loket for citizens. So if you have questions, if you can't understand your letters, you can go to the buurteam, make an appointment, or just go to the walk-in hour, and they can help you. So they are professional social workers.
Where can we find the buurteams?
If you on Google Maps, if you Google buurteams, you see the ones around you. Yeah, and on buurteamamsterdam.nl, you can find all the buurteams and also the phone numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the last one, if you are interested in getting a PGB, the personal budget to buy in your own care, you can go to pgb.nl. Okay. And that is the organization of Per Saldo. Okay. And they know everything about these budgets and can also help you further.
Okay. Yeah. Or you go to the website of MARKANT and you have all this information.
Yes. Yes. We also give trainings in this topic. So we repeat everything again and you can also ask questions.
Yeah. Thank you. What's your last word for my viewers?
Well, I think that if you are a mantelzorger, to keep remembering that even though you really want to take care of the other person, it's so important to first take care of yourself. Because if you take good care of yourself, then you are able to help others, but not the other way around, because then you lose yourself and you can go under. So first take care of yourself.
Well, first take care of yourself before you can be strong enough to take care of others. Menuanom a mwahwe yen komo a me ne MARKANT adi chese eye de papa ya ye kura enkola a wo mo yare a ye hwe wo mo ana wo kunu bi yare ana wo yiri bi na wo hwe no obi a wo hwe obi a oyare se MARKANT se possibilities be brave wo ho ya ye nim se wo hwe obi oyare wo ye den kwa abonten ekoye adwuma full time eye den bo mo si bibi wo ho e friend PKB no also ko built team ne omo wo side pesaldo nom ne ade nyina ye betumi a kyerɛw na wo awatena fie ahwɛ wo ba ma yatua aka wo betumi atua wo ho ka 8 hours na what they ahwɛ nipa na oyare no. The only thing e won ho ne say wotua ho ka adwuma ne ho bi wa untumi nko gigag said ye kano no wo yare a untumi ntwa 6 say iwe before ma osika say sika so gi a and build it with pension, but at least no unya o financial support a lot and enough I'll be to me enye bi a hwe wo how far on na watena fie ahwe nipo yare no nti no saa kwanya ne wo ho nti yembo modin ase saa kwanya no ye be fa na aboa ye ina onu achi no de ma bebre e wo ho ase mantelzorgers a wo hwe obi oyare no jeso wo hwe nipo yare ne kura ni fie na wo kwa bebi abe park o car no ye beti sokra onwo sika bi abosumi bia yetumi de maw asa sika ne so ebetumi aboa wo ama chese se wo energy cost ene ne manema se ebe kate down se wo ye mantelzorgers osan eka bibi so kire se even efie kura no ina wo ye bibi ma nipa oyare na se bibi se ya omo special insurance bi wa sa niema no ombetuetia ehho ka amount chese moa bebre wo ho as a mantelzorgers intima ye ntena se na ye nyenwi because nipa ne yare na wo hwe na ema wo sika sem nso no emre pie no na ye dindindin ti so betumi atua ho ka atena afie ahwe nipa na why not be ho paperwork no ina edroso ba ne nyina mu no emmoa wo ho wo mo betumi aboa ama waye saa ne ema nyina we ni nkomo a me ne MARKANT edi ti minim se bibi se ebeboa ye nyina ebeboa me nso nti no possibilities no wo ho opportunities no wo ho because mo anim se wo hwe obi oyare a chese wankasa why stress dada na afa wo sign wo financial problems enuanom chance na wo ho no moma yensom na yɛntumi relax na yɛmfa nhwɛ wɔn a wɔn yare no sɛ ɛyɛ wo ba sɛ ɛyɛ okunu sɛ woyɛ ɛyere kyerɛ sɛ ne nyinaa mmoa wɔ hɔ ɛma wo nti ɛmma ohia mbɛka ɛho sɛ wohwɛ nipa no na wo sikasɛm so ɛmbɛma wo stress ɛbɛ sikasɛm a ɛsɛ yɛtu anamɔ na biribiara ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛbɛboa ma wo sikasɛm ayɛ bɔkɔɔ ama wo nso wo koma atɔ yam ɛde ahwɛ nipa no bɛ obi yare da so na sikasɛm nso akɔyɛ problem a nti please opportunities mo ma yɛnsom yɛhwehwɛ akyi kwan na yɛnyi so nti no aha na nkɔmmɔ no mede mu besi mede Veronica from the Kamp said the munim no. And viewers, this is the end of our conversation. My name is Veronica from the Kamp, and I've been speaking to Myjet Bros from MARKANT.
Thank you.
See you next time.